Hello, good evening and welcome to Daily Politics on Trust TV, your platform for robust conversation on issues around politics, policy and governance. I'm Hamza Idris. Tonight, we take a look at some major issues in Nigeria's political landscape with the recent unveiling of the memoir of the former head of state General Ibrahim Babangida with the title A Journey in Service, to the face-off between Senator Natasha Akpoti and Senate President Godswill Akpabio over alleged stance on issues that affect constituents such as the much anticipated Ajaokuta Kaduna Kano AKK gas pipeline project, and then the ongoing debate over tax reform bills at the National Assembly. And joining us to dissect these issues is an ex-oil worker and an APC Chieftain, Professor Engineer Kailani Mohammed. Thank you very much for coming to the program, Engineer.
Thank you, Nigerians. Good evening. I'm happy to be here.
All right, but before we commence the conversation, here are some major developments in the polity. The All Progressive Congress on Monday slammed former governor of Kaduna State, El-Rufai, for attacking President Bola Tinubu and the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Badu. The National Vice Chairman of the APC Southeast, Dr. Ijoma Arodiogbu, described El-Rufai's criticism of the president and the NSA during a Monday night interview on Arise TV as pathetic. El-Rufai in the interview criticized the president's economic reforms, saying the sequencing was wrong. And I quote him, "I support some of Tinubu's policies. Most of the economic policies are the right orthodox policies, but the sequencing is wrong. And the quality of the people implementing the reforms leaves much to be desired. And I think that some of the major reforms are just wrong." And elsewhere, the Nigeria Customs Service has withdrawn the initial announcement of 4% free import charges, while urging stakeholders to recapture their declarations to proceed with the clearance of their goods. According to the customs, the measure is necessary to ensure clarity, maintain consistency in customs operations, and prevent any disruptions in clearance processes. A press statement issued by the National Public Relations Officer on behalf of the Comptroller General of Customs, Assistant Comptroller Abdullahi Maiwada, advised all affected interests to recapture their entries without delays through the designated custom processing platforms. I will take a short break. When we return, the conversation with Professor commences. Don't go away. Welcome back. Yes, Prof, once again, welcome to our studios.
Thank you.
Can see we have myriad of issues. I hope the time will allow us to dissect all of them. Yes,
right.
We are starting with the, of course, the tidbit, fireworks between El-Rufai and the federal government. Is it worth it?
Well, that is the beauty of democracy, because it's about government of the people, by the people, for the people. And people are bound to have different interests. El-Rufai has his own interests, the party has its own interests, but the good thing is what the party is supposed to do, or what individuals are supposed to do, is to look at social, economic and political development of the nation and the citizens. But where that one is not happening, then El-Rufai, there is no doubt, he was my governor before in Kaduna State for 8 years. We brought him that time. All these things, all these innuendos that is happening now between him and Ribadu and the party, I think is uncalled for. We were on ground in Kaduna when we brought El-Rufai in 2015, is this so?
Yes.
We did our best. There was nowhere we did not accompany him to campaign. And in fact, I lost about 3 vehicles.
In the course of campaign?
In the course of campaign.
You as a person?
Me as a person. I was one of the, I was the secretary media team. Alhaji Tijari Ramalan, the chairman of Liberty TV was our chairman, I was the secretary. We are a 12-member team, and we did our best all the time. Those days we used to be on TV, radio, and papers. But when he won, he assembled us at Assad Hotel and told us he was happy that we supported him, that he was going to look for us. We are still waiting after
8 years.
We are waiting for him to look for us. And all this media, what do you call it? Media war, I think it's not necessary. El-Rufai, as I read today on the papers, that it was not this National Assembly who refused to give him the ministership.
But Tinubu.
That it was Tinubu, our president. Well, habits and characters are always determined by an individual's presentation. What you did in Kaduna, we the politicians that brought you, you didn't care about us, and now you are abusing the federal government.
But has he cared about the people? Because he believed
he demolished a lot of houses, demolished markets. I think the market El-Rufai demolished, there are about 61 in Kaduna State.
We're still looking for him to come and feature on this program.
He has to come and clear himself. And the development that I saw was that of Kaduna North, where he retired the Jare and the bridge in Kao, which they spent billions. Apart from that,
the Queen Amina Bridge
to rehabilitate people. No, it's in Kao. To rehabilitate people, I don't think he did that. And more than 80% of us are not happy. So,
is it because he didn't actually rehabilitate you, or he didn't rehabilitate you?
Well, it's the masses. The masses.
You think the people you worked for him to work for?
He didn't do anything. See, I have the records. I learned he said he's going to take a shot at the presidency. It is that time we are going to bring out all the misnomers, the atrocities that happened during...
Allegedly.
It's not allegation. Anything, you see, before you say anything, you must make sure that
you have your facts.
You have facts and figures, so that if you had known me, I'm a straightforward somebody. I don't make any false allegations against individuals.
But don't you think at the center here he was betrayed? Because towards the end of the Buhari's term,
El-Rufai
were among the people who actually insisted that
he betrayed us too. He betrayed us too. So why is he very bitter about betrayal, if that is true? All we learned, he was to be screened at the National Assembly, and they did that. And if there are faults here and there that the government saw, and they didn't give him the ministership, so what?
But Prof, do you think two wrongs can be right?
There was a time he was a minister and also a governor in this country. So if this dispensation didn't give him minister, why is he worried?
Because he is worried because he said he wasn't interested. Tinubu during campaign in Kaduna, he stood on the podium insisting that El-Rufai must agree to work with him before he would.
He was a governor, but who were on ground? Who were the full soldiers? We have the masses. We have the masses. They are on ground, and we told the masses to vote for the president, and they did. So governors are there as the executives, and they can dish out orders. It may not be followed. So let me come to the issue of...
Well, it's actually a tidbit, maybe.
Let me come to the issue of when actually you have party and people are not happy with the party or with the way those executives dole out governance. Actually, you don't see some of these governors, not only El-Rufai, and this is what we want to change. We want the issue of internet democracy in the party
to be restored.
It has to. When a carpenter or somebody who is a bricklayer stands for an election, and at the grassroots he was voted for, the issue of changing the list after congresses by the governors is not auguring well for the party, it's not auguring well for the country, because the right people are not there. We are talking of merit and competence.
And that's why we're having many issues.
That's why
All right.
we have problems today.
All right, thank you very much, Prof. We will take a short break, and then when we return, we will continue with the conversation. Viewers, don't go away. We'll be back shortly. Hello, welcome back. We are still in the studio with Professor Kailani Mohammed, an engineer, oil, gas, and gas worker, right? And
Science and technology.
exactly. Once again, welcome to the program. Now, I want us to move to briefly. You know, the whole of last week was dominated by the memoir written by General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. What is your take on that?
I regretted somebody we took as an elderly statesman at his age, over 80 years, to write this type of book. I think he didn't read it. Number one.
How do you mean? He didn't read it?
He didn't read it, otherwise...
You think some people wrote it?
I think so, at his age. Otherwise, he must have edited all the controversial sections in that book. What I expected him to do was to write of positivities when he was the head of state in Nigeria. I've done this, I've done that. I moved the federal capital from Lagos to Abuja. I constructed a road from Abuja to Kano.
But do you think Nigerians will read it?
They will, provided he has done it. It will be there.
But will it attract the traction?
That is it. When you have done something good, the legacy is there, the history is there. So, but, for example, telling us in that book that Abiola, he wasn't the person that annulled the June 12th election 1993, that is to Abacha. I think that one is not good at all. It's a cooked information. Abacha is in the grave. If Abacha were to be alive today, he would defend himself. And now he said the election was free and fair. He admitted. I think, and now Afenifere are calling that we want compensation for Abiola's family, and he should tender an apology. That is controversial. The issue of Vata, as a Nupe man, he said was his classmate, and that they school together, the same room, and when they reach certain, stage in their lifetime in the military, that Vata was envying him according to the book, and that there was rumors they want to stage a coup. Rumors. You know the literal meaning of rumors? The dictionary.
Unverified information.
Thank you. Now, he said Vata wanted to destroy a bridge in Lagos and also to shoot down President Chaplain. And that a soldier came forward and told them that Vata gave him money. And when they called Vata on the panel, he said that money was for farming. There was no substantiation of those facts. So we took it as a murder. He murdered Vata, and we, the Nupes, are requesting also compensation for Vata's family.
Just the way Abiola's family.
The family are saying, and then he has to tender an apology because it was a military junta period. You cannot say you want to take them to court now. You can't do that, otherwise we would have proposed taking Babangida to court. Babangida is supposed to be our brother from Niger State. He also clarified something in that book, that his own father left Sokoto and settled at Oshishi. And that his own father. That's what he said. Now, the question we are asking him is, do we have Gwaris in Sokoto State? You are very close. I think you have a border with Sokoto.
I'm from Kaduna.
Okay. You don't have a border?
Not direct.
Okay. Do we have Gwaris in Sokoto? And the Ushishi is talking about, we don't have Gwaris. They are all Nupes. Let me tell you, IBB as a brother has been trampling on the Nupes. He has been sidelining us. He has been manipulating us.
But he left the stage over.
Wait now, yeah, this is what I'm saying. Even behind the scene, he has been exploiting the Nupes all the, and you see, the hand that fed him is the one that is biting now, the Nupes. Because our grandfathers, when they were to be enrolled in the army, his hand could not reach his ears. Sadona, the Makamo Obida, the Shetima, the head of service that time, they are all Nupe people. They said they should enroll them. And he was enrolled. So we don't, and in that book also he said from Agaye to Kacha to Baro, that is for the Gwaris. That means he don't know history.
But have you read the book written by the chairman of NEC when this election, June 12th, was conducted? He gave his own side. He too fingered, some of his hands at Abacha as one of those who, do not want the transition to be completed. And then
is Abacha alive? You can say anything when somebody is
personally,
so
Prof,
please.
Here we try to look for the family to come here and defend. I personally
you can see one of Abacha's grandson and daughter. They are already talking. They are already faulted.
In parables.
But they rejected
in parables. We expected them to actually come out and say, no, this is what our father told us.
Yes.
And then the most closest person to him, Major Hamza I personally sent him a text, and then I spoke with his aide, saying that, look, maybe you are the right person.
He
should know.
Al-Mustafa should be able to know.
Talk.
Yes.
Come out and talk.
Definitely is going to come out.
Maybe you should convince him to also come.
I'm going to talk to him. He's going here. Then, on the side of that, he said, they are Gwaris. He doesn't know Nupe Kingdom. Nupe fought up to West Africa. We have all our, cultural attires. If you go to London, Tottenham Court Road, we fought the British Royal Niger Company for 10 years. No tribe in Nigeria fought that war. So I see no reason why Babangida will say Agaye, Kacha, and Baro people are Gwaris.
It was a wrong narration of history.
It's contradictory and fallacious.
So what is your final summary
about the book?
Should he write, or he should write volume 2 of the book?
He should withdraw this one.
Withdrawal completely.
Completely.
Not to write volume 2.
It's controversial. Now it's joining tribes.
But controversy is okay if the issues there are actually valid.
On this book, there will be war. People are already talking. This 1966 coup that he mentioned there, he said it's not the Igbos. It wasn't the Igbo that started the war. It's the Yorubas, because they wanted Awolo to be removed from prison and made the head of state. Now the Igbos are saying, give us 10 trillion naira for compensation.
Reparation.
Yes, and also give us, you have to tender an apology.
So you think generally the books stir more controversy than solving some of the mysteries that surrounded his administration?
That's why we are saying at that age, he's supposed to have kept quiet. Former President Buhari is now saying, I'm not going to write a book. Don't raise any controversy. And we are warning that Senator Musa Sani, who also came out without shame by saying that there was a contract that was embedded in the contract in the budget of this year for the construction of a road between Agege, Kacha, and Baro, so that Baro now as a port city will be resuscitated, so that our teeming youths will get jobs. A senator whom the Nufes voted for at Boso, Tunga, and Chanchaga to win election, he's saying that there are no people there. I don't know whether he's thinking...
Where the road naturally should have followed in the initial master plan.
Yes. He said, no people, no human beings there.
So it should be
that's what, and then he's saying there's no port. My grandfather, the Waziri Hassan, those good old days, the early 60s, was exporting shea nut in that port. And that port was supposed to help the north in the hinterland so that we can decongest Lagos. I see no reason why people are always biased, ethnic nationalism, tribalism, their eyes are closed. We are asking him, because we rose from a meeting of the Nupe community meeting just about 2 days ago. He must tender an apology. We are now thinking of not allowing anybody again apart from the Nupes in Niger State.
It's like you are becoming an ethnic champion.
No. See,
yes.
Rotational governorship is not in our constitution. It was PDP who brought it. We can stand alone.
In the interest of fairness.
Which fairness? Majority carries the vote in a democratic setup.
So you want to go back to that now?
We have to go back to that because enough is enough for marginalizing us in Niger State. Once a Nupe man stands for election in Niger, we can win election without the support of the Gwaris and the Hausas there.
All right, let's go back to the national politics now, which is actually the fulcrum of our conversation today. Senator Natasha, apart from the...
We also want to know the paternity of IBB.
Well, that would be a subject of another day.
Okay.
Engineer, yes.
Okay,
yes, in the National Assembly,
yes.
The fight between Senator Natasha and Senate President Godswill Akpabio, of course, it started from the issue of sitting arrangement, which I don't want us to dissipate our energy on that because people believe it is too trivial. But then when she got the opportunity to ventilate her anger, she said the Senate President is actually sabotaging the AKK, that is Ajaokuta,
Abuja,
Kaduna, and Kano gas project.
Project and also power projects.
Yes, as an ex-oil worker.
Yeah.
What is your understanding of this project and how important it is?
My understanding of the project is a viable project. A viable project in the sense that the gas pipeline will run from Ajaokuta to Abuja to Kaduna to Kano. It will be followed by power plants. 950 megawatts Ajaokuta, 950 megawatts Abuja, 900 megawatts Kaduna. You have 1,500 megawatts in Kano. A lot of job opportunities will spring up. Our teeming youths will get job because along the line of those pipes, you have gas plants springing up where people now, You have varieties of gases from methane, ethane, ethylene, and the rest of them.
All of them, they have their purpose.
Yes. For industries, for domestic uses. So I was on the groundbreaking ceremony of that gas plant. And the date they gave us for the completion, I think it had passed.
It's supposed to be first quarter. Yeah.
So
by now it should have been.
She has a right as an elected member and from Kogi State, where she represents her own people, to be able to know the status of that project. The issue of Ajokuta, we know that politics, we have the best iron in the whole world. Now when you...
The iron we have in Nigeria.
Is the best. A lot of politics, the Western world, they thought they would get the contract, the first bidding, they didn't get it. Russians got it. So our problem started from there. By now, that Ajokuta is supposed to have been completed. And this woman, she rose up on the floor of the National Assembly. As a politician, if I were the same, what Natasha did, I would do the same.
You would do the same?
I would do it because it's my right. She was cutting one section, section 4, privileges and rights. Allow me, even if you are changing my position, my seat position, allow me to vent. She said, according to what we read, that she was part of the Committee on Content Development, that committee. Now, because of one reason or the other, which we don't know, they removed her from that committee. And the committee has been shrouded with darkness. You know darkness? She doesn't know anything again. And she wanted to tell Nigerians and our own state that these projects, they are valuable to the state, they are valuable to Nigerians, and what she knew about it, she was not allowed. I was not happy because I know the Senate President is a politician, and during the presidency, when he was gunning for presidency, I was his coordinator from the support groups. So, and I know...
So you know him very well?
I know him very well. We flew from one point to another. So as a good politician, he should have allowed the woman to land. After delivering what she wanted to say, you can now say, okay, we have changed your position. This is the new seat arrangement. When that was not done, she became annoyed and she was talking.
And she went to Brekete family, where she was given all the opportunities to, you know...
She said it all. So what I want from the National Assembly, we want to win election in 2027. We brought this government. I'm the DG Confederation of all APC support groups that brought this government. We campaigned vigorously before the election. And we also manned the 184,000 polling units in this country with our members, and we won election. So we don't want to drill. The good policies the government doled out now so far on the issue of subsidy removal.
It's a good policy to you?
Well, it is a good policy, but it will take a long time before you start seeing the fruits.
Meaning you have to agree with El-Rufai, because part of his grievance, you know, when he had the opportunity yesterday was that, of course, fine policies, but implementation, terrible.
Implementation is ongoing. What we're supposed to have done earlier was to remove this subsidy gradually. There is no country all over the world today that is selling PMS below 1,000.
All over the world.
And
maybe except Libya, because we did a certain report recently.
Well, Libya has a different, it's a peculiar case.
Because they said in some locations, even water is more expensive than...
It could be politics. Me and you have to take a ride to Libya to see for ourselves. not what we see on the social media. But the truth is that the prices of petroleum products are determined by the international market where you sell your crude. Today, before it was 1,000, PMS 1,000 plus. Today now in Nigeria, it's less than 1,000. They are selling 900 and something, depending on
location,
the variables in the market, in the international market. If it goes high, when you refine, it will go high. When the crude comes down, the price will come down. So that policy is good, long time. Very soon people will be happy. The money that was realized from the subsidy removal, I think the government gave out palliatives, which they gave to the governors. I'm not blaming Mr. Tinubu to that extent. I am blaming the governors. The governors are the ones determining the direction of this country. Palliatives have been given to them, grains have been given to them, we have been giving them money from crude. Even yesterday, they kicked against the shortfall of 200 billion from oil crude money that they're supposed to share. I'm happy you mentioned about, what do you call it? The tax reform bill.
Which I hope time will avail us to discuss, yeah.
Okay, so Mr. President has said, look, let us diversify. Let us diversify from oil, which we take as the springboard of our economy. We have mineral resources in this country. There's no state
that doesn't have.
So look inwards. Harness the minerals. Our children will get jobs. You will get money from there to develop your state. That's number one. Number two, if you continue to wait for this money from the crude oil, one day you won't see kobo.
Even now, nobody is seeing anything. You remember when the CBN governor went to face a committee in the National Assembly? No, it was Senator Ningi, I think. He asked question, where is the subsidy money? And then the CBN governor said, you know, is it finance minister, I think? Finance minister, sorry, not minister. He said they are talking in the opposition, maybe that they should go and, you know, talk about it behind closed doors. This is highly suspicious and people are getting agitated. Of course, you are a member of the APC. Why transparency is seriously
shrouded? Yeah. Yes. Well, I can't answer that question.
Okay.
Because I'm not in government. We brought the government. I'm not yet in government.
Meaning you still have the power.
So I think
to say that, look, try and be transparent. Even yesterday, the lead story of our paper, of course, we expanded it about the $8 billion used to, you know, stabilize the naira.
Debase the inflation. Inflation.
Is this not really worrying that somebody from outside has to now tell the government that, look, what you are doing is really not the right thing? It appears people are ganging up. You know what I mean?
But it seems the dollar is coming down.
That is what.
That's number one. Listen to me, sir.
Okay.
It's coming down. It approached almost 1,019 before. Now you are talking of 1,480.
Yes.
And are you aware that that window created by the government, foodstuff now are coming down drastically?
Because there are serious imports, and then they have made
to make sure
all the borders are now porous. Farmers are complaining. You know,
farmers and the traders in Nigeria. I think we have to bring what we call the board that will monitor.
Okay, marketing board of sorts.
When we were children, we saw it and it worked. But now, no price control board. Everybody does what he wants.
And even government is doing what it wants.
The government, see, we have proponents and opponents. In Nigeria today, people are saying, why should it even be Tinubu? While the government is doling out policies to help Nigeria, some people are working negatively against the government.
Because maybe they are not in tune. They are not being carried along in, rolling out the policies, implementing them, and no feedback. People are just moving in the dark. Every day they are just saying, tomorrow will be fine, tomorrow will be fine.
It's getting finer now because you cannot buy a bag of rice at 120 again.
Yeah, but
and all the
I may be happy.
Commodities are coming down.
I have the money. What we are saying is,
yes,
now there are farmers who have cultivated thousands of bags of rice, paddy, maize, sorghum, and all that, and then they spend a lot of money to buy fertilizer.
Nobody farm because bandits do not allow your farmers.
Yes, I agree to that. And it's the problem. It's the problem of the government.
Even Kaduna State.
Yes.
Bandits everywhere, Niger State.
But then those who succeeded, yes, engineer, the few who succeeded now, they said they can't even sell their produce because the price has come down. And why did the price come down? It's because government has opened the borders, smugglers have brought
That's why we are talking of price
waivers and all that.
That's why we are talking of price control board. There are instances where government will buy those proceeds from the farmers and keep them so that they will not lose. I think they are doing that. But the traders in Nigeria, once something goes up, it doesn't come down. And that's why we are telling them we are all Nigerians. We don't have any other country apart from this country. We must love each other. We must be our brothers' keepers. So let us continue to support the government, whether those opponents are getting feedback or not. Provided the government is doing the right thing, we are going to see the light at the end of the day.
Okay, light at the end of the day. Because before we move to the taxi issue, I really want to ask you this final question about the AKK. I'm receiving some text messages here. People are saying, do you see it seeing the light of the day? Because as we speak now,
the AKK?
Yes. Will it ever come to light? Because some people are saying, with the exit of Buhari, who actually started it after long hiatus, it's like this government most likely will not give the desired support.
We pray, and from now, these questions you ask me, we are going to ask them the condition of Kolomari River, the oil we have there.
Yes, Kolomani.
The Kolomani.
In between Gombe and Bauchi.
Yes, Benue Tro, the issue of Bida Basin, the issue of Sokoto Basin, Baro Port, and the rest of them.
So many projects, Mambila.
So we that are with the masses, they always ask us questions because I don't think President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, as a Democrat, will not want to do all these things. Okay. We are going to put these questions to him. On the issue of AKK, I believe I spoke with the GCO NMPC the other time. Melekari. And so far, because I was monitoring it, I think from Ajokuta to Abuja, they are working seriously. From Kaduna, from Abuja to Kaduna, the pipelines, you see them, they are working seriously. From Kaduna to Kano, they have problems of community.
Okay.
Community people.
Where the pipe will pass through.
And then maybe the problems of also logistics, insecurity along those pipelines, attributed to maybe that's why it has not been completed. But I'm going to make my research. Maybe the next time that I will see you people here, will tell Nigerians the level of completion and what has been done so far.
And maybe you should also tell them that work must commence at the tail end, that is in Kano, because you need to have the depot, you need to have the huge reservoir where the gas will land. Then you have the reticulation that will take.
By the time that project is completed,
yes,
Kano, where that pipeline will terminate, will be mini London. because a lot of developments will take place there.
So what is your call to, especially ministers from the north, members of National Assembly from the north? You know, and we didn't see anything around this in the budget and all that. Maybe while you make your effort as a party member, I think the politicians have a bigger role to play.
Ministers, I came to understand later acquaintance through psychological factors that some of these ministers, they are disconnect with the masses. Some of them don't know what they are doing. Some of the National Assembly members, we are not saying all, they have disconnected themselves from their constituencies. Maybe they are waiting for the
election time.
So, and that's why now we have to come out to further give our masses political education. It's not about money. It's about choosing the right people that will do the right thing for you. We are going to start that.
So if I understand, it's like you are trying to exonerate President Tinubu. You believe that he means well for everyone.
He means well. And for us too now, the members of the Confederation Support Group, he means well, but he has not turned back to us that brought the government. No support group member has been given any appointment. We hope, because it's our rights to be given appointments to help the government.
So as to also maybe push for the completion of some of these
because some projects. You mentioned National Assembly ministers, some of them, they don't care about what is going on. We believe in Nigeria. We don't have any other place apart from Nigeria. Whether you're a TV man, you're a Dorama, a Nupe man, Igbo, Yoruba, we must salvage this country. Some people don't have Nigeria at heart, Nigeria project.
Okay.
So we want Mr. Tinubu to do away with those that are not serious in government, bring in technocrats like us. In this organization, we have engineers, technocrats, professors, professionals that can turn around Nigeria and steer it to the promised land.
What is your take? The now public hearing at the Senate, headed by Senator Sani Musa, that is the Finance Committee. The debate around the tax reform bills. We know that the capital marketers, the National Accountants of Nigeria, Idaho Consultative Forum, Sharia Council of Nigeria,
all the organizations,
they all have their, observations, serious reservations, especially in relation to adding, adding tax. Do you think that the president should listen to them in respect to adding tax now from 7.5 to 10% this year?
No.
And then 15 by next
No, it's going to be suicide.
God knows where.
It's going to be suicide. We are not saying government should not take tax. It should not tax us, but it should not be too exorbitant. It should be minimal. People now are migrating from UK because taxes are too much.
There. Despite the parts of life.
Yes, even companies now are closing down in UK. They are looking for where they will go without a serious tax on their products and the rest of it. So it's the responsibility of the citizens to pay tax. But it should not be too much. Premium on light, it should not, on power, should be reduced drastically. On our telecommunication system, it should be reduced. Since the removal of subsidy, the truth must be told. There's hardship in Nigeria, which the government is battling to see that the right thing is done to cushion the effect of. So, for me, on this tax reform bill, we, the Northerners, we produce the grains. And these grains are taken to Lagos to be processed. And now, after processing, they say, okay, we are taking 60%, the finished product. That is what we are rejecting, hands down. Let the government now, they should include it. The government should establish those machines in the north. When we produce these grains, we should be able to process them and take the VAT. Because now in Lagos, yes, in the north, That's what it's supposed to be.
Who should do that?
The government should do that. It's the government. And then also our governors, our leaders in the north must come together, one united front, to see that these things are done. Most of the companies that were established by our own grandfathers, the Makama Obida, the Sadona, where are they now in the north? Go to Kakuri today and see. Go to Sharada in Kano. They are all dead. These leaders, you are talking about the National Assembly, about the ministers, about our governors. What are they doing?
All right.
So
they must come together now.
They must come together to form a common front to deliver the north. On the issue of finally El-Rufai saying he's going to take a swap at the presidency, maybe in 2027 or 2031, you should forget it.
You will not get it?
No, you should just forget it.
Okay, we'll bring you back, engineer,
we are calling on Mr. Tinubu to please, as a matter of strident note of urgency, bring the support groups closer to him.
All right.
To assist him, because...
Thank you.
Because what we are seeing now, people are aggrieved, people are not happy, and we have been telling them to maintain their calm, their cool, their peace as 2027 draws nearer.
Thank you very much, Engineer Prof Kailani Mohammed, APC Chieftain and an oil worker. Thank you for coming to the program, and thank you for shedding light on almost all the issues we raised. We wish we have more time.
Thank you very much. When you are bringing me here next time, give me 3 hours.
Thank you very much for coming. And viewers, that's a wrap on today's package. We hope you found the conversation engaging and informative. Be sure to join Daily Politics airing every weekday and our special package on Friday, during which we open the telephone line for you to comment on national issues. Bye-bye for being there. I'm Hamza Idris.